Gosh, it feels like yesterday that I made a video for an August TBR, and here we are. It's September just around the corner. I can't believe it. It's time to go back to school and go back to work, and I don't know where the last 2 months have gone. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Book Time with Elvis with me, Mark, and I hope so much you're doing very well and you've had a good summer and that you're ready for the change in season, I suppose, as we head into autumn. I'd also like to take the opportunity at the beginning of the video to thank my ever-growing, I'm really pleasantly surprised, growing Patreon community. So I want to thank my wonderful patrons for their support, and if you would like to join them, there is a link down below. You will be most welcome. So, what is the TBR for September? Well, you will be absolutely shocked to discover that there are only 3 books. Only 3 books on the TBR for September. Now, partly that's because I have a few books on the go that I'm not going to finish between now and the start of September. A few non-fiction titles that I've started, and I'm not going to mention them yet because I'm close to finishing them, so they'll be finished within the next 5-6 days, and then I'll just upload a video about them because they're really good. And so, yeah, I won't have finished those before the start of the new month. So I've kept it simple. I mean, I find that I've been my reading's been very much dictated by my mood, as it often is. And part of the problem with making these big TBR videos and big TBR lists is either I deviate from them or the pressure to read them is quite high, and I get distracted and want to read something else. So I've kept it light. And I'm continuing along with just some of the projects that I've already started. Yeah. So, for example, this month in August, I've been reading Alexandre Dumas' The Three Musketeers with subscriber Sonia and erstwhile booktuber Sterling Reed's Summer. And so we're reading that together. But in September, I am due to embark on Les Liaisons Dangereuses by Chandelot de Laclos, I guess, maybe, if I said that correctly, I don't know, which of course is Dangerous Liaisons, and that's continuing my theme of reading one classic French work a month. So, because it's back to school time and I'm a teacher, I wanted to read something with a scholastic or academic feel to it. In fact, Sean D. Stanfast and I had discussed putting over a whole month due to looking at these type of books, Scholastic September or something like that. But obviously due to Sean's circumstances, he won't have the time to do that, and I don't really fancy organising and doing it all on my own. So I'm just sticking to one title, which I'm going to read in September. But it would have been cool. It would have included things, I suppose, like Tom Brown's School Days and that kind of thing. But instead I'm going with the wonderful R.F. Delderfield and his classic and probably most famous work, To Serve Them All My Days, which I'm looking forward to after I had read it before and just thought it just sounded so amazing, and it was on ebook, and I said to myself there and then I had to get a physical copy of it. It's a story of a war-scarred ex-soldier who comes back from the First World War, suffering from shell shock and obviously post-traumatic stress and all that kind of thing. And he finds himself in a minor public school where he will teach history to the young boys there. And I think it takes place rather through the interwar years between, of course, the First and Second World Wars. So, yeah, I'm looking forward very much to reading that one. And then I've been on a huge non-fiction kick recently, and part of that is due to my listening of podcasts, in particular podcasts such as Rest is History, and then probably my favorite so far, which is Empire, and it's a wonderful podcast hosted by the incredible historian William Dalrymple and Anita Anand, and they have different guests on to talk about various things related to empire. So I think they began the series with looking at the British East India Company, and then obviously the Raj and things in India, and then the second season they looked at the fall of Byzantium and the Ottoman Empire, and the third series they were looking at slavery, and that was extremely interesting series. I recommend all of you to go and listen to that. And they had various authors on there, and I've had to come to read. In fact, the other non-fiction books I've got on the go I got from listening to the guests that they had on there. And another one that really it's Francis Barber, and he was a black man who became servant but family, friend, companion to Samuel Johnson, and they were discussing this through episodes of the podcast in relation to slavery, as Barber had been formerly born into slavery, I believe, and it just sounded absolutely fascinating. So I'd found out the author had written a book in which he mentions it, and the book itself fits really nicely into Historathon and this particular third quarter, and it is called Life, Liberty and the Pursuit of Happiness, Britain and the American Dream, 1740 to 1776. And should you want to know more, it is apparently a sweeping work of narrative non-fiction. Best-selling historian Peter Moore traces how Enlightenment ideas were exported from Britain and put into practice in America, where they became perhaps the most successful export of all time, the American Dream. Life, Liberty and the Pursuit of Happiness is the best-known phrase from the Declaration of Independence. One of the most important documents of the 18th century and the whole Enlightenment age. Written by Thomas Jefferson, the principal author of the text, it is frequently evoked today as shorthand for that idea we call the American Dream. But this is a line with a surprising history. Rather than being uniquely American, the vision it encapsulates of a free and happy world owes a great deal to British thinkers too. Centered on the life of Benjamin Franklin, featuring figures like the cultural giant Samuel Johnson, the groundbreaking historian Catherine Macaulay, the firebrand politician and revolutionary activist Thomas Paine, this book looks at the generation that preceded the Declaration in 1776. It takes us back to a vital moment in the foundation of the West, a time full of intent, confidence and ideas. It tells a whole new story about the birth of the United States of America and some of the key principles by which we live to this very day. So yeah, I mean, it sounds wonderful. I have to say, I'm really looking forward to it. The author also wrote a really good book called Endeavour, which is the biography of the ship Endeavour, and I recommend that to you as well. And I'd actually mentioned on Twitter to the author how much I enjoyed his episode on Empire Podcast, and I guess he'd looked through my feed and seen I'd taken some photographs of Elvis with books, and then he said, well, if I get it, I should send him a photo with Elvis and the book, so you can see that here. Okay, everybody, that is my TBR. There will definitely be more added, I'm sure, as the month goes on, but these are the three I'm determined to get through during the month of September. Please let me know in the comments what you think, if you've read any of these, and let me know what you're going to read in September. So everybody, do take care of yourselves. All the best. Bye-bye.